Okay, so welcome to photography level 1 remote learning. Okay, so normally I wanted you to take 20 photos from within our studios here, all the things that go on here, and then 10 photos from out and about. So let's talk about modifying that. Instead, now you're going to do 10 photos. You're going to have to borrow, or maybe you have your own phone, but you need to borrow someone in your household to get their permission and everything, and take 20 really interesting photos within your house. Okay, so maybe it's of one of your plants, maybe it's of something that's a cool sculpture and you put a harsh light against it and then you put some shadows on it, or it's the view out your window, it's things like that. So I will accept 20 photos. Maybe it's your little sister making a sandwich and you can do it in an artistic way and whatever, the jam jar is in the foreground. I don't know, but be artistic. And then, of course, apply filters. And normally Snapseed is what we use for it. If you've got it, that's great. But if you have another one you use, I'll let you do it. But you need to make it look really artistic. And here's an example just from last week. So I was in the country of Georgia, and I was on this walking tour. And the tour guide said, I'm going to take you to the oldest building. Actually, it was the first building in Georgia to get electricity way back in the day. So he thought he could take us in and show us around. But when he got to the door was locked, and he punched in the code, but they must have changed the code. So he's like, I'm so sorry. All you can do is, you'll peek through the window and see what it is. So I could see that it was this beautiful stairwell with the light coming in. So I got my phone and I pressed it right up against the glass and I took the shot. And then I added an HDR filter, high dynamic range, to it. Now this is what it looks like. Okay, can you believe this photo? I mean, you could make a puzzle out of it. I could make postcards out of this. I could frame it. But this is what I'm talking about, okay? You have things around you that if you take an artistic eye and then you add a really good filter to it, you can do some really cool things. Remember, get people's permission before taking their photos. Don't invade anyone's privacy. Just really do some great shots from within. If you do go out and about, if you're allowed to, then also maybe take some photos of some landscape around the area or some beautiful, interesting details around, it could be close-ups of things. It could be architectural things, all sorts of different things. In fact, here's another example I took of a building in Georgia that I just thought was really interesting, and then I made it black and white because I like how that looks. Okay, so that's what you need to do to modify and to work with photography level 1. You got to still take great photos, still add great filters to them, crop them, do all the things you need to do to prove to me that you've got some great level 1 photography skills. So I can't wait to see what you make. Okay, have fun.